Alright, what's going on guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute since I've made a video. Been busy with other shit. It is pissing rain right now, so hopefully you can hear me alright. I'm going to try to speak loudly, but yeah, been busy doing other shit, and COVID and that, just motivation is at an all-time low. And me and my brother are slowly, sort of starting a little business. We want to start doing work on cars because we're both pretty sick of our day jobs and we love working on cars. So you can find us on Instagram. I'll chuck it up here. It's Geelong JDM. Go chuck it a follow. And if you're in the Geelong area and want any work done on your car, JDM cars in particular, but we'll work on anything and we'll do absolutely anything to anything basically. So I've got Nick's Troopy sitting outside, so I've been doing some work on that. That's been keeping me busy and just tinkering around with bits and pieces. But we're back making a video, and in this one we're finally going to be making the S15 look fresh. So I think I mentioned it in one of the last videos, but I do have my Aero bar finally. It's got some dust on it. I have been doing some cutting and grinding of it and modifying it because I've already started to try fit it onto the S15. So there's that. I've got some fog lights I'm going to be mounting in there. I went some aftermarket LED fog lights for like $100 because the factory ones, like some bloke wanted $350 for them. And I just didn't really want to pay that much. These ones are LED as well, so it hasn't been a whole lot of joy trying to get them in there, but I'll show you what I'm doing with that. We're also going to be spraying the boot and getting the car is filthy. It got rained on in dirty rain, so mind the dirt, but I'm going to show you these holes from the spoiler. I may be putting a spoiler on here at some point, but for now I'm going to shave these, spray the boot. I got the rear bar off as well, so I've pulled the reflectors out. So we're going to be shaving these holes, so I'm going to try to plastic weld them myself. We'll see how that goes. They look so much better without the reflectors. The JDM models came without the reflectors, and I've also got some rear pods I'm going to be sticking on the sides here as well, the Aero pods, which look fresh. It's already got the Aero side skirts on there. The spec R's came with them, and I'm going to be doing some splitters, black splitters the whole way around out of that same ABS plastic shit I used on the S14, but I won't be painting it white this time. So we'll be doing black splitters the whole way around, and she's going to be looking absolutely saucy. I also have to respray the hood. It's hard to tell because it's covered in dirt, but the hood has lots of stone chips and clear peel and stuff, so the hood's going to be getting resprayed. The rest of the car's pretty nice. It is sitting pretty dirty, as I said, but the rest of the paint's pretty good. Fighting the urge to not respray the whole car because that's just a whole nother mission. Also, I'll give you a little sneak peek of Ben's RB build. The motor is back in the car now, looking absolutely amazing. The turbo and stuff's just mocked up, but this thing's going to be absolutely mental. We've been doing a little bit of filming, not heaps, but there will be a video coming on this, so here's just a little sneak peek. I'll probably try to get it out soon, and then maybe make another video for all the fabrication he's going to be doing, getting it started and getting it tuned. But this thing is going to be insane. Fully forged RB with all the goodies and all the money you can throw at it pretty much. But yeah, back onto this nugget. So these are the fog lights I got. They're just some steady, however you say it. They come with these holders, these black casing, which I could just not get to work in the bar. So what I've actually done is I've started making a bracket. Here's the bar here. I'm gonna chop out all this factory mounting bullshit, make it a lot cleaner. There will be mesh going in here as well, and then basically this bracket's going to sit in there somewhere. Fog light's going to mount through there, and then spray this black so you barely see it, and then put mesh around, cut it around the fog light, put mesh in so you can barely see it as well. So that should look pretty nice. The bar has undergone some trimming. This is what happens when you get fiberglass molds of bars, so I've had to trim here a lot and trim here for the intercooler and a whole lot of trimming, but it's pretty much good as it sits now to fit on the car. So now I just got to get the fog lights in there. So I'm going to go ahead, I just drilled out these holes and got some bigger bolts to bolt the fog light to, so I'm going to mount that and then get it in there and start looking at mounting the bracket to the bar itself. So there I have the fog light mounted to the bracket, so then this is going to sit basically something like that, with the mesh to hide everything. Something like that. It will work out. Well, you'll see. So I need to do some cutting of the fiberglass bar, and I have to do that outside because if it's dust everywhere and it's pissing rain, so I'm going to go ahead and try to shave these reflectors in the rear bar. So I got some ABS plastic, same shit I used on my splitters. Yeah, I'm going to cut it out that size and then attempt to weld it in there with like a soldering iron and some cable ties or something like that. So I've marked it out, cut that out, try to get it to fit in there nicely, and then see what we can do. Well, I've got my little piece in there, a few gaps to fill. I don't care if I don't weld it the whole way, as long as it's in there, and then I can smear bog over it. I've got it set back below the surface so I can smear bog on it and sand it. Got my TIG torch here, aka soldering iron. Got some filler rod, aka cable ties. Let's see what we can do, surely. Just tacking it. It's sort of working. I'm gonna get high as a kite. I reckon it's gonna work. Tacker in place. It smells very similar to burning rubber. Makes me want to go drifting even more than I already do. She's tacked. Sort of let it cool off and then see if it's actually stuck in there. It's pretty stuck. Oh, I broke one tack. It's working though. Broke this tack. Look at that. Oh, man, it stinks. Just welded up both of them. This one I made a little bit higher so it needs less bog. It's actually really strong, like I can't, as hard as I push on that doesn't budge, so that's really sick. I'm going to give it a quick sand just to get rid of this rough shit, and it's obviously going to need bogging and sanding, but I just wanted to give it a quick sand just to see what it looks like without all that shit on there. Gave it a quick little sand and got rid of all the high spots. Just hit it with a bit of metho and it's going to get a light skim of bog. Fill in all that shit, get it looking nice. Got the first little layer of bog on there, looking good. This is setting. It's cold as shit out right now, so I'm just going to leave that overnight and come back to it tomorrow, I think. Alrighty, we're back out here doing bits, making the S15 pretty. Hopefully there's not too much wind noise out here, I haven't got the mic on, but just sanded and laid down another layer of bog on the rear bar for the reflector delete. I just got the boot off now and I just wire wheeled back these spoiler holes, got the MIG out, the old trusty, and I'm just going to weld these up, grind them back, and then the light skim of bog, get rid of them for the time being until I decide what spoiler I'm going to put on the thing, or if I'm going to put a spoiler on there. Progress. Super thin shit, so hopefully I don't just make the holes bigger, but we'll see how we go. Alrighty, we're back to do more on the S15, get this body kit happening. But I just thought I'd show you quickly. If you're new to the channel, make sure you smack the subscribe button. There's going to be some videos coming out on my drift car. I just pulled her out to heat her up because the car doesn't like sitting for too long on ethanol. But here she is. This is my S14 drift car. There's going to be some cool videos coming on this very shortly, getting it ready because drifting should be going back soon. So stay tuned for that if you want to see more of this. She's angry. There's plenty of other videos doing work on this thing, so go have a look at some of the others. We got the new Hypergear turbo on there, screamer out the bonnet. Which makes about 500 horsepower at the wheels. Yeah, so keen to go drifting. Haven't drifted with this much power yet, so keen for drifting to come back. We're still in lockdown in Victoria, but I think in the next couple of months, 1 or 2 months, that we're going to be able to get back out on the track. So stoked for that. So I've been doing a bit of bogging and sanding, or a fair bit, and unfortunately the rear bar still needs a little bit more. It's not perfectly nice on where we shaved the reflectors, but the boot is ready for a little bit of prime. Just priming the areas that I've sanded heavy and bogged. The rest of it, it's like I'm painting it the same colour, so it doesn't really need to be primed at all, but we'll spray these areas now, see how they come up. A little light coat. Alright, update time. So after many countless painful hours of sanding and bogging, we are basically ready to paint. I didn't film heaps because it was pretty painful to do, and it'd probably be pretty painful to watch. And if you've been watching the channel for quite some time, then you would have seen me doing plenty of paint work and spraying. But I've set the old shed up over there into a spray booth. We'll head in there in a minute. I've just gave everything a wax and grease down to get rid of all the grease and wax, obviously. I'm still going to hit it with the tack cloth, and then I'll get suited up, get a mask on, mix some paint, and go squirt it. So we're going to be spraying base coat and clear coat. Usually the last few times I've painted, I've always just sprayed in solid, so you spray just one thing of paint and it's got your clear coat in it. It's a high gloss finish, and you spray it all in one. I think that's called top coat. But this way I'm doing it, base coat, clear coat. It's a little bit dear, and apparently you get a little bit better of a finish. I'm not sure if I'll be able to notice it or not, but it's going to be interesting. So looking forward to that. Hopefully I don't get any runs in the clear. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Pretty damn excited. Pretty keen to be finished doing bloody body work and get this car back together so I can drive it. Still gonna have to do all the splitters all around once I finish painting, which I probably should have done before I painted the front bar, but whatever, she be right. I got my paint mixing station set up out here with the compressor. Hopefully it doesn't get too windy. Mask, suit. I'll take my tack cloth. We'll go into the booth. Here we are in our professional spray painting booth. The setup, got the rear bar, primed the bog, because bog doesn't like paint to stick to it, you got to prime it. So it came up pretty good. It's probably not 100% perfect, but it's definitely going to be good enough, and it was really testing my patience. It was an absolute pain in the ass to get right. Got the bonnet, that was pretty easy. The front bar, that was a bit of a pain in the ass to get the fog lights mounted, but got the mounting brackets in there. They do mount alright, and then I got to fill the holes with mesh once I'm done, but I'm going to paint the brackets black as well so you can't see them. Got a pod there, another pod there, And we got the boot, it's been primed as well. Everything's been wet rubbed back up to 800 grit, starting at 240, depending on what it was, 240 or 320, working all the way up to 800 grit, not skipping any of them. So it is silky smooth, they're all like glass. I'm not going to touch it because I've waxed and greased it, and there's wax and grease on your fingies. But yeah, that come up really good, really flat and smooth. It's not probably 110% perfect, but we'll see how it comes up with some paint on it. So I got my tack cloth. This just is a real sticky cloth that basically picks up any micro particles and stuff that might be on your panels. So I'll wipe it all down with this, mix the paint, and then just before I go to spray, I'll give it another quick wipe with this as well. Got my extraction fan set up here so I don't suffocate. It's actually a pretty warm day today, which is good, so we got some good temperatures in here. So I'm going to go ahead, tack it all down, mix some paint up, throw my suit on, and get right into it. Pretty excited, a little bit nervous at the same time because I really don't want to cock it up, but cross her fingers, she goes right. Alrighty, let's do this. First little tack coat is down. It's so hard to see the black going on to black, but yeah. Let this tack off for a bit and then I'll be laying some full thick coats down. See how we go. Alright, base coat is done. That's good. Hopefully I got enough paint on there. I only used 1 litre and I got 2 litres, but I think that's alright. I don't have many panels to spray, so that probably makes sense. Pretty pissed off. I'm just gonna chop this clip into the footage you guys are watching right now. It's a couple days after I painted and whatnot, and I've realised I fucked up. There's probably a clip in there that I'm probably going to take out now that I edited it. I'll go back and take it out and put this one in instead. Mind the rain. I went on to say how the shop had fucked up and gave me only 500 mils of hardener with 3 litres of paint. And the issue being I was mixing my colour up, my base coat, 2 to 1 with hardener. It's supposed to be mixed 2 to 1 with reducer, as I've just found out. The way I got confused is when you spray top coat like I did with the S15 and panels I've painted for that, when it's the clear and colour all in the one coat, you mix it 2 to 1 with hardener 10% thinner. This is different. Your clear is 2-to-1 hardener with 10% thinner, but your base coat, your colour, is 2-to-1 reducer. Don't ask me why it's different. Would have been nice to know that before I started painting. I'm an idiot. I probably should have researched it before I just dove straight in balls first, so I should just stick to drifting. But yeah, so I'm gonna, anyway, wet rub it and whatnot, continue watching the rest of the video. Hopefully I can save it. It does look alright, but you gotta wait till the rest of the video to see it. Yeah, hopefully it should be sweet. If not, I'm burning the car. But hopefully this hardener works. See how we go. Hopefully I don't get any runs in this clear either. Let's get some clear on it. First layer of clear is down. It's awfully fuming in here. I'm gonna step out for a minute. Alrighty, so it's the next day after spraying. I've just pulled down the spray booth and got the panels into this shed. Everything is going to need wet rubbing and buffing, but I think that's pretty common with spray jobs because clear coat doesn't like to sit flat and you get that orange peel effect, so then you got to dock it back to flat and make it nice and glassy. And I've got a bit of dust and crap that's gotten in there as well, so with a wet sand and buff it's going to be absolutely glass, believe me. But I'll show you what it looks like now. The bonnet's just sitting on there. Ignore how different it looks right now to the rest of the car, because the rest of the car is absolutely filthy, as you can see. But here's the bonnet just sitting on there. Nothing's bolted up yet. But straight off the gun, it's probably not too bad. See if we can pick up the orange peel. Oh, there we go. See that orange peel? And then there is a lot of dust on it. As you can see, the dust. But there's a lot of speckles and crap in it as well. So yeah, I'm going to be wet rubbing everything and buffing it. The front bar's just chilling there. It's definitely look, I'm happy with how it's come out. There's a few clear coat runs because I threw it on really wet, and I used the wrong hardener, which wouldn't have helped. But for the most part, it's pretty sick. The reflection's crazy. You can see the orange peel there. But yeah, with a wet rub, that's going to be absolutely glass. Rear bar's just mocked up, it's just sitting on there, not bolted up or anything. It looks absolutely awesome without those rear reflectors. Still got to put the rear pods on around here. So that's the wrong one. Here are the pods. So it hasn't cured properly yet, so it's very prone to scratching. But they go on something like that, and then I'm going to be making splitters on the bottom of them as well. But you get the idea, it's going to be absolutely awesome. And then the boot sitting over here, same deal, orange peel, and lots of crap in the paint. Ignore the dust. There's lots of dust on it. It's heaps of crap fell on it overnight, but I think it's going to come out really good. So yeah, I'm probably going to end the video here. I was going to wet rub it, buff it, do the splitters for everything, bolt it up, wash it, all that in the one video, but that'll be a long video. This video's been long enough, and it's been forever since I released a video, so I want to start editing this and get it up for you guys to watch. So yeah, I'm going to end it here. Stay tuned for when I make this body kit look absolutely mental. So keen to see it all done. Stoked to be done with the painting side of things though, because it is not a whole lot of fun. But still got a little bit to do still. We're not there just yet. But anyway, thanks for watching. Smack the like button if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not already. And stay tuned because she's going to be getting an absolute transformation.